For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that IKECHUKWU may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children IPOB to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O Mighty One, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us. not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise, Ise, Ise.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom across the globe. My name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom and one of the humble servants of indigenous people of Biafra, under the leadership of our supreme, indefatigable Nnamdi Kanu. The time here is 9 minutes on top of our 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom, and presumably the same time in the Holy Land of Biafra. I welcome you this evening into another edition of Biafra Alpha Power Media International, standing on the gap of Radio Biafra. As you all know, that Radio Biafra has been hijacked by the moles within. This evening, as we come intermediary time to time to lay things to bear and to educate our people, this evening we shall do justice to so many stars. Since our commemorate on 31st of May, we have simultaneously been streaming our restreaming broadcasts because we have a lot to do. But whenever we have that time, we will come up here to let you know things that has been bothering within IPOB family, and it will be critically analyzed at the end of the day. And regardless whoever might be involved in it, everything shall be relayed transparently to the layman perspective, as our leader have always done in Radio Biafra. If you're a student of Radio Biafra, you will bear me witness that our leader always bring it down to the layman perspective, to our mother, whoever might listen to this broadcast subsequently, to be able to grasp out what we are here, what we are doing here. And tonight, like we always say, there's no prejudice. IPOB was solemnly found under being white and whiter than snow, and our objective is to restore Biafra in truth and honesty, regardless any other thing, no blackmailing, no substitute. Our leader taught us well that nobody can confuse us. It is quite mind-boggling that a lot of people are now being in disillusional and dismay. But all these are expected. Onyende said it requires only 100 men and women with clean hearts to Biafra to be restored. Having said that, my monologue this evening, like I always promised, that whenever we come up on this platform, we shall let Biafrans understand the agenda and the agendas of the perpetrators, all those moles that are led by Chike Doziem, the enemy at the gate, the vegetable himself, and the cabal within. What they could not achieve in 2015, we give the credit to Uchemo for them, deputy leader, was the only stumbling block they have, but they think they're cruising. But guess what? All of them are digging their graves of their unborn children, because their unborn children is a generational cause they are inherited. For them to dare to question, to circumvent what this particular project has brought us in. Now, like I always said, a lot of people might not understand where all this problem started. Immediately Onyendu was renditioned, we saw our leader. The 19th of July 2021, Onyendu was kidnapped. And when Onyendu surfaced, I think it's 29th, in the zoo, these people embark upon their agendas they have already hashed upon. Now, some of us didn't know that was a guiding principle that Ejiofor drafted and sent to Madam Oyibo. I will always remind you guys what that particular memo entails and what they are operating upon today. We hear some of them coming out and questioning what DSS is doing. They are in collaboration with the DSS. They work with every arms of government in the zoo, because IPOB is the highest contract in Abuja. I can categorically tell you, because I'm part of it. I know what is going on. If I told you that people have never called my phone or approached me, I'm lying. But we remain resolute and whiter than snow. We shall never toy with the blood of our people, not alone that Onyendu is sitting in the SS dungeon. Solemnly that he believed in the oath we have taken. And again, I want to reiterate tonight, for some of you gullible who does not understand what IPOB oath entails, like all of us lives abroad, any place you work that you have a code of conduct or whatever you call it, or some of people sworn oath before they assume office. But let me tell you something. There's something different from IPOB oath. It is not fetish. It is not juju for some of you delusionals that believe in all these people, that all these religious people. We took oath to restore Biafra, and people have given their lives. Blood is involved. Let me educate you a little bit for some of you who does not know. Any of you that define the oath you took as a member of IPOB, it might not... Listen, some of us forgotten because I'm a 70 child. I know what happened back in the day. People don't lie. These things are facts, and it's still happening. Some of you are still praying to your one from one pastor house to another, try to break generational curse. I want to educate you that the oath you took, what you will do to your generation, there's no man on earth can break that curse, because it ties with blood. So for some of you, IPOB oath is not fetish. It is not juju. It's simply that you sworn this oath because there are some people that you already acquainted and camaraderie, they now died because of this struggle. And I think you can wash it away, and now they're truncating from one city to another with IPOB fund. I will get to that very soon. So I want to advise some of you who does not know. IPOB oath has got nothing to do with fetish or juju, but it's solemnly, that is what is held Mazi Umeh in the SS dungeon till tomorrow morning. That's all I want to let all of you know. That's part of my monologue, and it always goes on to the issue and what has transpired and our finance. Now, there's a bit of that particular guiding principle that I will always read for avoidance of doubt, because everything we do here is solemnly and succinctly put that there is nothing we say we don't back it up with evidence. Now, I'm going to show you a particular paragraph on this particular memo, or you will call it guidance principle, that Madam Oyibo throws out, which this that gave them the right to embezzle 747,000, open Umu area account, and our finance have hijacked today, courtesy of this particular guidance principle. Now, on E, he said every fundraising activities must be approved by the IPOB Finance and Audit Department until further notice. Audit Department was nearly Ofebu. That is the agendas. And F said Rita Oeze is deemed an authorized representative and has the authority to manage all finance operations, sign, execute, document, and contract in name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without any further authorization from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, what this means that if you see Chike Doziem, Chinasanworu told you that when Onyendu was sending message, everybody was reluctant. That is where they're driven this power from, that whatever Onyendu said does not resonate anymore. They have their own agenda. Ejiofor drafted this junk and they're acting upon it. I just want you guys to know. Tonight, I'm going to acknowledge one thing here because I want to take it a bit by bit. So, I think on 26 or so, Governor Chukwuma Soludo had an interview on Channel Television. You know, I think that's the third interview he heard, stating emphatically, unequivocally, what his ideas and what has been asking for, genuinely, that he want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be released unconditionally. And passionate letter, I think about 5 pages that he wrote to the so-called president, which is the late dead Buhari, whoever is wearing the mask. Now, we have argued because we know that Soludo was pure. Soludo came in. He had a different idea. We don't believe. Like I said, we are not into Nigerian politics, but we cannot shy away from the fact that those people there are the people that are legitimately being put into place to, to manipulate our people, right? Because there's an agenda. Now, we cannot do without them adding something and saying something. Somebody's going to ask you, what about those your politicians? What are they doing? And then they got in their own, quota from Abuja or whatnot. But Soludo has been exceptional. Abaribe is nowhere to be found since Onyendu was rendition. He's been excreted himself from IPOB. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is back. Nobody knows where Abaribe is till tomorrow morning. Now, but he's done his own part. We appreciate him for what he have done. But Soludo have come. And do you know why? All this particular individual they call Chinasanwo, this faceless idiot, now, is that they've been attacking Soludo because in Soludo find out that they are not up to what they said they were, because they are the main problem. If you see him shouting Anambra State Homeland Security, they have worked with all these people, and these people know their capability. Just like their boss said, you know where their limitations are. These people have accessed them. Soludo is an educated man. He's a former governor of CBN. Regardless, Soludo is an educated man. He lives in the United Kingdom. These people, he's go to America. These people went to school. They're not idiots. Even though they didn't believe in what we're doing because they're politicians. But at least he could be able to figure out where the problem lies and make it unequivocally said that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released, there will not be everlasting peace in Southeast Asia, which is Biafra land. And that is a fact of life. But all these moles are kicking against it. And the man still came out again and said it openly. With 5-page letter that he wrote to the so-called president. Now, I will just roll into his letters before I play his voice, because we must acknowledge this fact. A lot of people have done this, but the fact is that Soludo remains. It's a passionate appeal for the urgent release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And there's a particular paragraph I need to read to you So you to understand when a man is very genuine in what he's saying. Honest appeal. He said, especially during these past 8 years, as you shepherd a transition process to hand over your successor, you might as well help to smoothen his easy take off by resolving some of the lingering issue, such as Mazi Kanu's detention. I therefore respectfully call on you as a statesman to discharge a historic show of mercy and release Nnamdi Kanu before you hand over on the 29th May 2023. And it comes down to say Chukwu Masolido, CFR governor, and copy the so-called Aswaju, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the so-called Abubakar Malami, Sam, the Attorney General of the Zoo. Now, this is a fact that everybody must live with. And he came out again on the national television and still state back what he said, even though some people were showing where he went to the inauguration, the way they treated him. It's none of my problem, but my problem is those that have opposed Soludo from they knew that Soludo was genuinely even demanded that they should hand it over to Anambra State Government House for safekeeping instead of him being in the SS dungeon. So now today they're shouting about his health. Where is he going to have surgery, ear infection? But these people are the people that was on the hem of our faith to oppose anything that is meaningful that will make our leader have a comfort or even to come out of that DSS dungeon. Now, I want to play that particular audio a little bit. It's very, very important. I don't know. Don't have a clue why sound is not coming out.
The only all of you used to see it.
Okay, I think the audio had issue. So I will skip it. A lot of people have seen this particular video, and for some reason it's not showing here. The sound is gone. I haven't got a clue why that is happening, but I will skip it, which is fair enough for me. It's been out there. A lot of people have seen it. But the point I'm making here is Soludo was very honest in what is requesting for our leaders being released from the SS dungeon. So I will escape that. Now, the center of attraction that we have now is that our leaders, ear infection in DSS dungeon, and subsequently the DSS now is refusing our leader to have his personal physician to look after him and all of that thing and all of that. But the truth about the matter, this is the tweet from our barrister, the special counsel. Barrister Aloy Ejimako. He said after going through so much trouble to advance the cause of arranging proper medical care for Onyendum, MK, DSS made sure it didn't happen. This will not stand. Onyendum must get the proper medical care that he needs from physical of his own choice, and that is a very simple fact. And goes on, our prince, which is Prince Kanu as well, today stated what transpired. Saying today, the 6th of June 2023, the DSS denied Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's personal physicians and ear specialists access to examine him and his personal medical record. After the doctor were initially cleared to proceed to the medical unit where they were supposed to meet with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for his ear examination, an agent of the DSS suddenly stopped them halfway into the medical unit and asked them to leave. The doctor were confused. All effort to know why they were being asked to leave proved abortive. The DSS did not give any reason at all as why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doctor were asked out, if I'm not mistaken. Now, that's the arrangement there. I want to say something here. A lot of people should not be confused about this. These things that are happening is something that we are very, very, very familiar with, the ethics of the zoo. But let me tell you one thing. This time around, what makes it more severe is because we have the enemies within. The people that are working with the zoo government, these individuals have hell-bent on their own about what they are doing. Now, if you hear them talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu welfare, just know that what they are telling DSS, do not allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to have access to his personal physician. I'm going to upload the writing of this guy they call China Sanwo-Olu. I don't know who that guy is, if he's a human being or if he's a dead person. I haven't got a clue. But I'm going to play his audio, the audio of 27th, where he admitted his position in IPOB, and subsequently he does not live in Kuwait. If I'm not mistaken, that monk does not live in Kuwait anymore, because as soon as Onyendu was renditioned, they felt that they have accomplished whatever they are doing. He moved to Ghana, and since then, he's been shuttling Ghana to the zoo, and killing the ESN commanders from a distance, because in collaboration with the DSS and all that. So this is something they have all agreed, that Onyendu should not have his personal physician, because all they want is Onyendu to die. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not die, and Onyendu will definitely have the medical, have access to the proper physician that he required. Let it be known that anybody somewhere telling you that they're actually saying this for the benefit of Onyendu or for anything that has to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, tell the person that person is lying. Now, there's something I want to show here. You see, the reason why sometimes we bring things and we have evidence to it is to know when people are become, mediocres. This guy is somebody that is nobody, just like this guy they call Ostraman. The Ostraman, they said he died. Some people say his sickness predicts him joining IPOB. And I ask, if Ostraman death predates him joining IPOB, so where did he get the nerve to be questioning principal servant that have been there before him, that because of somebody gave him peanut? His death is just, like I said, if Ostraman was on that oath, his generation will eat concrete because of his treachery. I don't care if he's dead or alive. I'm telling you, as long as you're in this family, is in our code of conduct, that you shall not go against anybody working assiduously to restore Biafra. So the reason why I'm pulling up, because one day this guy will die miserably, and people that day they will put his picture, his family member will put China Sanwo-Olu's picture, and he will see people crying that China Sanwo-Olu have killed more people than even the zoo have killed, because sit at home, Monday Ghost Town have taken over 2 million lives and destroyed Biafra land. Single-handedly, they initiated it, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can see when people are being mediocre, Hatchward, CEO, this is CEO mindset. This is where he's putting himself. Because some of you don't know that China Sanwo-Olu is the one now running the DOS. This gang of criminals, he is the one now on the ground. Because Chike don't want to say anything, because he's liable to it, as he have already accepted that he's going to take responsibility what has happened. Calling for sit at home. Now he's keep quiet because he know what is going to happen. In a nutshell, you know where all these things is going to end up with. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to come out. And despite them coming out, these people are going to face legal proceedings with time because of the crime they have committed. He's telling you about the mindset of CEO. Talk less, do more. A parrot talk too much. But he's the one talking too much. He come to Radio Biafra ranting like a mad dog. And your face is not there. Nobody know who you are. But he could see this sarcastically. And some of these people, we see them, because what they do is social media, they're looking for, all of them that they're monetized, is a blogger. He's looking for followership. Maybe Facebook is paying him indirectly because all of them build their platform with the blood of our people. But everything he says, everything in his now marked out here is exactly opposite to what he's doing. Because you're proving to be CEO. Parrot, you talk too much, but cannot fly high. An eagle is silent. Are you silent? Of course you're not. But has the ability to touch the sky. A lion is silent. And silent from who? Who is the lion? Is he you? So all this is sarcastic words. You know, to sometimes he want to give you guys content to talk about. Fellow idiots. Right? I'm going to talk about their empty threats and empty promises after I finish this, because I'm going somewhere. Now, this is something this guy wrote. I want to bring it completely where it's full, and I want to read it verbatim. And this is opposite of what the DSS is doing today. I'm going to play his voice on 27, and this thing that he wrote, you see where China Sanworu, DOS member, China Sanworu, if you're a human being or a dead rat, what is your position? You have already admitted that you're Middle East rep. I will play your voice. But let me ask you a question. Does Middle East still exist in IPOB, if I may ask you a question? It takes you 19 months since we called you out to actually mention what your position are. You're a member of DOS, and now you said you're the rep of Middle East. And what is the rep of Middle East and DOS member? Can you actually, expatiate what you meant by being the member of DOS and the Middle East rep? Because sometimes people sound idiotic, claiming that you're educated but you're dumb. You're claiming that you're a member of DOS, at the same time you're a rep of Middle East, because you cannot tell people what your position are, because even the Middle East does not exist. Now, this is where DSS is driving whatever they have done. Remember when this guy wrote this thing, and before the DSS reacted, the day he wrote this, go and check the day he wrote this, and when DSS reacted, he feels no not to have his personal physician. Now, he says, shed wide attention. I want to draw the attention of IPOB worldwide and all the lovers of freedom over this danger development concerning the health of Mazi Umeh over the urgent ear surgery by DSS medical doctor. I urge Biafra to object and oppose this operation the DSS want to carry out on the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. We have not yet overcome the Kenya extraordinary rendition saga, and we cannot afford to go into ear surgery operation Buhaha, these are Bunkum, under the watch of DSS medical team, especially when they are planning to give him what is it called? With analgesia to analgesia that will put him to sleep for some time. Analgesia will put him to sleep for some time for operation to carry out anesthesia or whatever, but the way they put it. What if Mazi Umeh kind of fail to wake up? Do you see where this guy is going? Everybody that have surgery, even my son, when he was circumcised, they will give you anesthesia. Anesthesia does not mean you're going to sleep off. They numb you, dummy. They numb that particular place. They will numb only in this particular place where they don't give him any anesthesia to go to sleep because they want to operate his ear. They numb you, dummy. They numb you. But this is the problem. Some people, now, the E-rats, they have wrong with this. The same thing he told them that Onyendu has been poisoned in this. Now he's there. How does he know why? How did he know all these things if he's not communicating directly with the DSS? How did this guy called China Sanworu knows every single details if he's not part of the system? But he doesn't worry. When they do someone operation, a particular place where the operation will be taken is where they are going to put anesthesia and deck that place for you to feel numb. It's standard in medical ethics. So who is going to be held responsible? You see, sarcastically, he's just pointing out what he's telling them. All his duty is to make sure that anything that will make Onyendu feel better is been objected. All they wish is that Onyendu. Now, after saying all these things, now let me go forward. There are serious indications that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not make it if he goes into the operation under the enemy's supervision. How can this guy be wishing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead? I don't understand. Onyendu is not a fly. How can this guy be bluntly saying, because everything he says here is about Onyendu's death. That's nothing else. And he's saying it, and the people he's telling it are getting the message. That is why, it is a ganged up, just like Peter will be coming to say he's running for presidency. What he's saying is that objecting indirectly but telling them not to do it because they want Onyendu not to have any medical at all. They deny him his personal physician, but they won't carry out that operation that we're going to do. Do you understand? Are you getting the dot? Now, he's opposing them not to do Onyendu operation. The world is watching. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has gone beyond local champion. Onyendu, if Onyendu scratch, I want to explain to China Sanwo tonight. China Sanwo or whatever they call your name. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu crash today, Britain is held responsible. The world knows that. And we have established that because I know you know nothing. All this ranting, you're ranting. What is how do Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to get his medical, his ear operation done? What have you guys put in place for Onyendu? I will finish this before I'll go into that. I will be coming on air by the weekend to clarify this serious object concerning the risk of the surgery operation. Let Nigerian DSS release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so he can take care of his health alignment inflicted on him by the Nigerian DSS. That is the only solution for now. But how is it going to happen? Now he's calling on Sam, Michael Zekoma, all IPOB legal team, and he mentioned Barrister Ejiofor, Ejimako, and Ejimako, Barrister Nemeka, and Nnamdi Kanu's families and wife and his siblings do not or agree Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to undergo any surgery operation under the knife of DSS. Now, ask yourself. The reason why I read this is because I just said something here because tomorrow they're telling you that they're going to deaden Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For anybody that know what operation is, all my kids in UK here they were done CS. I have not gone into any knife before, but I can tell you it's very simple. All my kids going into their here circumcision is something in a spot. They dead that place, they deaden it. That is the only thing that happened. If only you have to go under knife on his ear, it is his ear surrounding where the operation is going to go through. They're going to deaden. Onyendu is not going to go into sleeping as this guy is portraying here. Because like I said, this particular thing you see here is a very simple message to DSS to deny Onyendu. Not to have his personal physician, and they oppose them even having that operation because DSS will not be done so dumb to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with operation because they know what is going to happen. Because we know there's no pressure coming from you guys. You guys already have compromised. Everybody knows that. But not all of us because we know what we want. Now, he's calling on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family and the lawyers he threatened. The lawyers and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that this guy have already come on for threatening that none of them should say anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know if you guys, because I will play that voice where he threatened everybody. Now he's still referring to the same people to go and speak to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And where is he? He's hiding in Ghana and shuttling the zoo because he's working with DSS. That is why Chikedozen does not say much. The one them in Europe here is Ayuba and the nitwit called what is it called? This is the so-called European rep, Austin Aban. These ones are truncating with IPOB fund. Any place they have cookouts, you see all of them there. That's what they do. Now, let me explain to Biafrans exactly what is going on here. Some of you don't know. The fact remains that if you listen to this very idiot, last time he come to Radio Biafra, he mentioned mem. I will play his voices, but I want to say something before I play his voice. He talked about that the next saga is about them. They say that Chikedozen doesn't want to release fund. He doesn't want to release fund. And that is why Onyendu court case, the judge did not do anything. Let me ask you guys, all of us here know how the system of the zoo operates. Even if you call police will tell you they don't have petrol in their car. IPOB have been in this since 2015. And we know how we stay true with the zoo, their system, because it's their system. All our people, they held in different solitary confinement and detention. IPOB legal team has been going process. It requires money. On a daily basis, when you say it requires money, we pay, because they know once you mention IPOB, it's about fund. Guess what? The one thing they've done is that they have stifle IPOB finance. They're double standard. They stifle IPOB finance. And for him to come on the Biafra telling you that the next thing is that they say that Chikedozen did not release fund and confirm that Chikedozen did not have anything to do with fund, tells you all you need to know. Double standard. Chikedozen does not have anything to do with fund. Then why is it involved with fund? Why have Chikedozen now stifle IPOB fund? And they required money to bribe the judge. He say it live on air to see. He does not even guide anything. Anything he say, he give the expo to the enemy. That they will say that Chikedozen now has not released the fund to bribe the judge. This is his own words, not me that said it. Because the guy talks unguardedly. But the one thing you must take home is this. That if anything happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, God forbid, Chikedozen and his generation, if Arjuna name will be a gold to compare to them. This guy they call China Sanwo-Olu, I know. This the same way this Austrian man died miserably. China Sanwo-Olu death. Vulture will eat his corpse for what he have done. Mark my word somewhere. Anything we say at the end of the day we win because truth is the only thing that can stand the test of the time. Anything we tell you will happen. At the end, anything we have said in this platform since we came out to stop this mayhem and these monsters is about facts and figures. No sentiment attached to it. Pick up your word, told you what they have done, and give it to you. Now, IPOB fund is telling you that the bribe, and that is absolutely what is happening. What they have done have affected our leader by stifle IPOB finance. And he is ranting. He want Nigerian government to release Onyendo. How would they release Onyendo? It's a question. What is your strategy to do that? You have got none. You're hiding somewhere. You're hiding in Ghana, wearing masks to the zoo, back and forth. Is it how you're going to raise our leader? Chikedozen is hiding in Switzerland with his brother, Abani. So just know that not whatever they say has got nothing to do with Onyendo. It is a personal vendetta and agenda they've got. Don't you know that even the judges, the way the zoo operates to come to court, sometimes you have to fund it. That's how the system works. But we don't come on air to tell the world because we are fighting our enemy, common enemy. But he's telling them everything. Now he said the IPOB, what he said, somebody's not going to comment about it. We know how it's been happening. All the people you pull out of prison, all of them, he paid money. So that is the system of the zoo. The world knows that. That is why every ambassador that went to Nigeria, the first thing they gave the person is $1 million. They know how the system works. So, but you knew that. Now, how do we get Onyendo out of DSS? Onyendo is paying for his food in DSS dungeon. And they have the temerity to talk about the judge being bribed. To blackmail who? What I'm saying is that I want you guys to be highlighting where these men have gone and what they have done. I want to remind some of you who may be familiar with their gimmicks. Chikedozen with his empty threats and promises by, the promises that were made to their slave masters and all that kind of stuff. Things they have said in the past. If we remember Chikedozen coming on air telling you that that we shall replace zoo flag with Biafran flag. That was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's end of 2022 or 2021. Fulani cow meat should be banned in Biafra land. Yeah? Law Panther now is now the new World Trade Center. All these things are word because when people start mimicking, they've lost. Now they are politicizing what we are doing because they send signal to the zoo politicians. They will call them in a corner and give them a bag of money. That's what they do. They come back here, the one they call China and all these are empty threats and promises. They want slave, you know. Ogu Mozambique is wanted dead or alive. Have you found him? We shall revenge Aba Massacre. Aba Massacre was masterminded by China Sanwo-Olu. Akwalama when they was killed because he know too much. And the funny thing is that this guy called China Sanwo-Olu was in a bar the day this thing took place. He's telling you someone called him. Someone called him at his own time. He was sleeping. So what time was his time at his sleeping? You know, he was taking nap. Somebody called him. His attention that there are protests going on. And who so defended and who bought the shoes for all these men to be on the street of Aba and asked them to march? When they call you, they have gone into 14 minutes. All these things is what he said. And he said you're going to revenge. We have not seen any revenge. He ordered the assassination of Akwala Mende and his men. But you know what? We're not going to. Aba Massacre must be. This is one of the things you must remember. That particular day is a day you will live and know that there's a day queries will come up with Aba Massacre. Regardless how long it might take. But you will never get away with it. Because that was a straight order and it was severe. Over 100 men still missing. Akwala Mende and his men, over 50 of them was murdered in cold blood. Now, what I want to do now is I want to say something here. You know, a lot of people, 30th of May, so many people came out and show that we started this from 2014. Onyendu initiated this particular memorial because Biafran hero and heroines was never, that was only war that was fought. Nobody remember. Even our refugees, they never came back home after the war because of the way the things went. That's why you find our people in Guinea, in Malabo, which is Equatorial Guinea. Our people that went there on all this island, none of them Gabon president is a Biafran. All the childs that went for refugee during the war never came back. Those that went abroad, all of them never came back. Everything was, no victor, no vanquish, and they ended there. Nobody asked for their kit and killing where we're there. And Onyendu walking the spirit of those that have fought before us. That is why I'm saying to some of you that question IPOB oath. IPOB oath is involved with those that died 67 to 70. Some of you didn't know. The first senator that was being in Enugu in 2014. A lot of things happened there. Even though the enemy saw and they knew the significance of that memorial and that senator. But like I said, 30th of May is a day we go into sober reflection. But unfortunately, some of you that watched around the world see what happened. The Cabal, even when you see the Cabal, when they are talking, we have a proceedings on 30th of May, a standard reading worldwide. That is IPOB reading on 30th of May, from 1 to 7. And now people can give their own inside personal, family issues. Some of us didn't see the Biafran war, what the story you've been told. Now, or what has happened in this from 2015, 16, 17, 18. Now we'll have new events that have taken place now. We can give stories that what happened. So, but as we are talking now, you can see what happened in Italy. Because Cabal, when they hatching this Cabal, they started it like, you see, when they went to Belgium, they're looking for loyalty. They said they're coming to UK for 1 million man march for 2 days. All these things are IPOB fund. They're using to junketing. All the so-called principal officers, you see them. They couldn't afford all this before. If they could afford it, why haven't they traveled to those cities? Like the one they call Isaiah Yoba after they went to Italy, he spent 2 days there, going to Rome, taking pictures, posting in Facebook. Beautiful city of Rome. The same people he's criticizing. Under IPOB fund. Whereas people in back home are suffering. Onyendu is in this DSS dungeon languishing. They have no plan on how Onyendu can have a proper medical. Nothing. Legally, they are not doing, they do zero nothing. But I tell some of you that are still confused, if you're still confused by now, I don't know how to help you. That is when it comes that Onyeni said that the majority of our people are weak and docile. And the reality is settled in within us now. Now I understand what Onyeni has been crying for years. People say they're confused. Confused of what? That he cannot see what is happening? That Chike Doziem is not following Onyeni's instruction? On the oath he took is contrary to it and the code of conduct? And he don't see that? I want to start with playing the voice of the slave child that threatened our leaders' families and the lawyers that now is requesting for them to speak to Onyendu to show you how double standard this individual are, that they have nothing to offer. They're using someone that is pseudo, someone that his face is not known, to be perpetrating their evil and their agendas. And after that, I'm going to play the voice, the people that went for Jamboree in Italy, claiming they're IPOB member. They're seeking loyalty. That's exactly what they are doing. So, but firstly, let me see if this video is going to play to listen to the voice of the slave child threatening those that are supposed to have access to Onyendu, whereas he's nowhere to be found. For avoidance of doubt.
They come on media. They will start.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
All of you used to see it. They come on social media. They will start Chike Doziem. Onyendu will start Chike Doziem. He will start the DOS. All of you are seeing it. Am I the one saying, is it not all on social media? These are destruction, distracting the struggle, and they are being controlled by government fifth columnists. They don't know what, some of them don't know what they are doing. Some of them knew. Mazi, for 1 year plus, when Onyendu, everybody remembered it. For 1 year plus, when Onyendu was caught, IPOB case, do you understand me? IPOB proscription as a terrorist group in the Nigerian court of law. It was there. Everybody could remember when we fought for this, when we fought for that, fought for this. Please, let peace be there. At the end of the day, which date did they get us? For the next court of appeal, for our case, 16th October. Do they want us to clap for them? Whoever got the case, whoever got that date, do they want us to clap for them? Because most of them left what they're supposed to be doing as legal practitioners. They are interfering in IPOB. That is why they got us 16th October 2023. And from Monday, that they are going to visit Onyendu. Any of them that comes and write rubbish, this night, IPOB media warriors descend on that particular person and tear him apart. If you finish tearing him apart, I will show you on ground. That they will go where. You come out, you come this night, Mazi. Whether you are IPOB lawyer, whether you are special counsel to Onyendu, I am saying this thing this evening. From Monday, IPOB members, everybody listening. If you see anybody, whether it is Onyendu siblings, whether it is any lawyer, he says he's representing IPOB. He comes outside on social media and writes nonsense that will affect the struggle. Every media warrior descend on that person. If we find him on social media, we don't find. We will send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because they are the one causing trouble.
Enough of his ranting. You know, one thing is very paramount. Whatever I said, we said on this platform, we have a very, succinctly put evidence to back them up. This is the same person now writing to ask those people to speak to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the same person told you that sometimes the lawyers bring message. Now they will use their brain now to do what they wish to do. The reason why we are taking it one at a time is that to people to understand where we are. For those that are still confused about the reality of things. These are the people that are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon. And these are people that are passing messages to the DSS to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just like IKECHUKWU, Governor Chukwuma Soludo, has realized and make 360 degrees. And since then, Anambra has become their worst enemy. We'll come to that. Now, let's go to the 30th of May. There's a reason why I want to play this video here. I want people to realize what 30th of May is. 30th of May is not the time you even travel from one city to another. Especially, you live in Europe here. And what you're going to ask is that expenses of that traveling, who is forfeiting that? They're going to tell you it's their money. They're lying. It's not their money. Austin Albani is a born criminal. Austin Albani. I will start from when Onyendu. I have evidence of Austin Albani requesting money for a particular individual. I have the evidence. My own is that, like I said, if they question, including the girls' bank account back home, I know how much we contributed, how much George Umeh contributed. He has got no right to do that. Onyendu have said nobody should mandate any money, but then we kept, we were saying no problem, things are moving forward. But they planned this thing from day one. Just like this idiot they call this former Italian national coordinator that were running Italy from here, proxy. Michael Iruanya, he was advising Ogro, tell Ogro that he left 8,000 euro on Italian coffin. I'm still asking Michael Iruanya. I think I saw him in the UK meeting 1 or 2 times here. Don't know, I think he lives in Scotland now. Michael Iruanya are part of the Cabal, the harsh ones. Now, you open your mouth publicly and said that you left 8,500 euro. Like when you see the Senate questioning people in America, are we going to run a transparent government? Because you guys have brought our finance. When you say from day one that every organization formed by our people, once they share money, that organization will die natural death. And that's why Onyendu distance every man from our fund. Onyendu war, no man should near our fund. We have only one central command, and that central command is commanded by Onyendu. Finances, Madam Nyanya. It is been that way. Even with Chemofoku not there. Who are you, riffraffs? I'm still asking Michael Royalty tomorrow morning. What was the 8,500 euro you were boasting that you left in the Italian coffin? What was the money meant for? We have our international account to show you it is not today. Just like in UK here, 10,000 or 14,000 raised in the medical corps. That was what brought problem here. When national coordinator came, he was questioned. The money went into individual account. To get the statement of account, people want to know where their money went to. It become an issue. So I want to show this video to show you where they have gone. 30th of May, they went to Italy. On IPOB, they went on tour. The day we're supposed to be, in America, on the Memorial Day, nobody travels. Do you know what Memorial Day is? People don't travel on Memorial Day. People don't travel. People go back home. So you stay on your home country and remember those that have failed. What they are preaching is to believe in the leadership. He asks him, who is the leadership without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Look at Isaiah Oba, a bloated monk. The idiot I spoke to has gone, don't even know his left from right. The idiot I spoke to, asked him, you are a deputy European rep. This is what's happening in United Later. You people should solve this problem. He said, I don't know. Before I talked to, I said, my brother, there's an issue. Because you see all these people saying that, they have turned IPOB into social club. So what they are doing now is that they're sharing money within themselves. They see their meeting, anytime they're doing meeting, you see them put it on Facebook where they're drinking. It is not freedom fighting. That is not freedom fighting for me. I know how we do our meeting here. Those are serious. So I'm going to put the video. For a reason why because Austin Albani is the real devil. That nitwit, that monster. Austin Albani. Austin Albani is the real devil. Quote me anywhere. As that guy is ugly, His heart is more darker than the charcoal himself. Austin Aban. When he started with Madam Anya, Austin Aban, why would you talking about command and control? You are just an ordinary European rep. Madam Anya is the head of finance. And you dare question Madam Anya and he tell me you're doing command and control in IPOB. Amadio Hamaboya generation, Austin Aban, you are a devil. You people started this evil. I asked you a question, you never answered me. You see him in Italy. And some of all these majority of all IPOB you see today, some of them are looking for paper. People need to know the truth. The majority of these people they're holding hostage are those who are looking for paper. Assess all of them. Some of them are living in Europe for 10 years, they didn't have paper. It's now we get to realize why some of them join IPOB. And I'm telling you, if you swore an oath, I've told people, anybody that got paper with IPOB blood, yeah, that paper will suffocate your generation. As a young man in UK here, I tell him the same thing. When the guy came out, he called me and said, "My brother, don't call me, please. I've done my job. You're a member of IPOB, attend meeting. Just know this is a brother of our people." All the people jump in my media warrior. 80% of them are asylum seekers. But Amadio will strike all of you dead, one after another, for toying with the blood of our people. I want to play them where they are on Jamboree in Italy, believe in leadership. You ask him, which leadership are you talking about? Which leadership are you talking about? Is there any leadership or the IPOB than the one Mazi Umeh created? We say no to it. Anybody somewhere mentioning any name is the biggest enemy of IPOB. I want to hear what they say because I still got another 30-40 minutes on this program, please.
International.
Remain resolute. Remain very, very committed. Do not sabotage. In the case sabotage, please use it as an example and remain committed. Support us, support the leadership. Remain committed.
Do you hear the moron? Remain committed, support us, support the leadership. Did he even have him mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Did you hear this idiot? This non-titi, this dumb idiot, this dumb fool, this bastard. Did he have him mention Onyendu? Support us. He's on a trip in Rome. I think this is the first time I was in Rome in 1997. I traveled to Rome first, 1997. I was in Rome first, 1997. Some of you just came to Europe. So maybe you travel from Zoo to Ireland and your prick they rise you up. I was in Rome 1997. I don't know where some of you were then. Because I will mention the year I traveled, I have gone countries. I know some of you then, I don't know what you are doing. You just went to Rome yesterday and taking pictures to show how low life you guys are. This is something we have given up. We've told the world on our own fund. Decided to join and do struggle. They think we'll come here to have fun. You listen to him. He said he's talking about themselves, not about the Onyendu or IPOB itself. To show you their mindset and the agenda these people have for this struggle. Let's go.
Support us, support the leadership. Some of you.
You know, life is a bitch. This idiot they call foreign. He lives in Poland. I don't mean to degrade people. But look at the clown. I think they used to live in Italy. But he saw his hand in Italy, then he moved to he chose to live. If you want to live in Alaska, on Eskimo, is entitled up to your business of Basaram. This animal he's seen here, wrote me a personal message. Oh, sorry. I think I muted myself. Sorry. Let's listen to him, please.
So, on this note, please, I want to thank all of you for coming, and the event will continue to move on. I want to sincerely thank the IPOB Italian and also the national coordinator, the new national coordinator of IPOB Italy, Mazi.
Yeah, he's thanking the new national coordinator because that is the purpose. Italy was a no-go area for them. And I warned them a couple months ago. And it was in verbatim in the memo in the sent. But they could see acknowledgement. It's not there to give any word of issue of that bothering IPOB. On a memorial day, you're talking about people to support the leadership. Not to support Mazi Nnamdi. Not to support Onyendu. Not to tell them, oh, what are we going to do to get Onyendu out? Now he's talking about what they are doing. Anyway, let's go.
He has, for him to get us to come down here is not an easy thing. At the time, I remember speaking to him, he said, Mazi, I don't know that this national coordinator is this difficult. So welcome to that. It's looked at the whole job for me. I said, no. So we've been there before. Please, he will definitely need your support. Encourage him. Don't be a discourage to him. And also, we have our European mobilization officer here, Mazi Umeh. Also, is one of.
Anyway, I'm not gonna let these idiots. It's okay for him and useless as us. This one now, this bloated cow is the center for attraction because he is the one now. Now they're projecting a member of DOS. You know, every member of IPOB must publicly maintain decorum. He's claiming that he's a board of DOS, but he comes outside to film. You know, to bring catastrophic event within IPOB. People's belief is something that you don't toy with. And they know where they're going with it because now they have failed. And their final push is to see how those that steal. Because now, the fire on the mountain is within themselves. Because anytime when you groom a monster, when that monster is actually, you know, fully blown, what it will do is to turn around and look inward. That is exactly what is happening. People don't know how IPOB ought to react. Forget about what they are talking from their mouth. Some of these men don't sleep at night. Take my word for it. So I will let these idiots, but I want to show you this is where they went and the word that come. The Italian new national coordinator, the one that opposed. This is not. He's not Italian national coordinator. Is Ogro. Not this monster they're showing you on, because this is a gang of criminals. This is what they do everywhere they go. Look at him, telling you that how he takes him to get into Italy. How did he get you there? Because they fund your transport and your hotel accommodation and all that, and food you're eating. Anybody that see you, can you run for 2 minutes as I'm looking at this idiot through this screen? You cannot. Now, I'm going to let them. I just want you guys to know, on a memorial day, and these are people claiming they are principal servants. Do they understand what memorial stands for? He say he lives in Ireland. Irish people supported Biafra immensely in charge. They are the one that so many of their pilots die for giving Biafrans relief. And we respect Irish people for that because we are in the same struggle. They go through British. But not because of people like this. Now, I want to move forward again to the last broadcast that this idiot made. I want you to hear where he introduced himself, who he is. For some of you that have been doubting when we make a session on this platform, because we are not here to blackmail people. That's why I told them, if the so-called Austria man, he will not rest in peace. My George, you may said it. Anything I do, let it follow me. And my generation has one oath to it. Because Smilas, I knew that he embarked upon to blackmail people based on what somebody told him. I don't know if he's under oath. But if he's not under oath, you see, IPOB, there's something people must understand about IPOB. Everything that concerns IPOB has to do with people's blood. So knowingly or unknowingly, you involve yourself in IPOB, there's a detriment to it. And it's a heavy one, which is generationally caused. I feel no sorry for him and his household, because before you embark on black, like I'm saying today, every word I said, I judge you. If you want me on debate, come out. Those that know me personally, call me on phone. I will tell you time and date. We don't blackmail people. That's why I give you evidence first. Now, let's listen to him for the last broadcast he came, because what he do, they always be on the background pushing him to go, say it. Nobody knows you. You know, your face is not out there. Yeah, you have to ginger them. And now you have employed some recharge card media warrior, just like he now mimic what Onyendu do. Naturally, Onyendu is on air. Onyendu don't send people to go and start putting his bulletin on Facebook. But that's what they do. It doesn't make any sense. Because he's projecting himself as the CEO of IPOB. The mindset of a criminal. These are petty 419ers. Somebody that lives in desert. What do I have to do with you? After sniffing dust for decades, as you claim that you are. I don't think it's your choice of country, but that's where you found yourself. But it's a pathetic situation. I want to listen to this voice a little bit, and I've got other stuff I'm going to talk about, and let's move forward from it.
International.
Mazi Umeh served the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. And I also served the indigenous people of Biafra as the Middle East representative.
Now, this is his word. Chinasa Nworu is a member of the Directorate of State. And also, he served as Middle East representative. For avoidance of doubt, IPOB hierarchical structure in countries, national coordinators are official member of DOS because they call them to DOS meeting to communicate to every country you are in. And on that meeting, who calls meeting within countries is the rep of that region. That is how IPOB structured. This guy is constantly telling you that he's a member of the DOS, and now he's telling you he is a member of, he is actually the Middle East rep that foresee the affairs of Middle East. And you'll be asking yourself, for the last 24 months, where is Middle East in this? There was one they used to call Anya Kings that lives in Dubai. Like Dubai again is another dungeon for our people, because they promise they're going to work there. Some of them go there, they wouldn't even work, they wouldn't talk. We understand all these gimmicks. That one is nowhere to be found. I think some of them now found out that there's no room on what they are doing. Some of them are regaining their frontal ropes. I don't hear about him because, you know, all these people that I see jumping, all these people, all these failing angels that came back in IPOB, we pick them up from day one. That's why we are gatekeepers. These people that you see that went now, they bring them now as contractors now to become their attacking dogs. But my happiness today is that after 19 months, I've been hammering on this idiot. What is your position? The question you people should be asking Chinasa Nworu is, how is Middle East doing in this struggle? In this struggle, where is Middle East in this struggle? From day one, Chinasa Nworu has been a stumbling block. Onyendu have suspended him. And when I was going off on this guy, when I found out that this guy was the main devil within the so-called the dogs, not DOS, the body that govern IP, because they are no longer talking for IPOB DOS. They are the dogs, D-O-G in the small letters and S. Yeah? You know, these dogs that are back. That's who they are. Not DOS, not hashtag on capital letter. That is the body that govern IPOB. So anytime you, just some people that will call Onyendu Kalo, now they can say Kanu, K-A-U-N. Kamano or not Kalo. Just like when people talk about dogs and DOS. Where is he in this struggle? And what has he done? And at some point, I want to pick up on this, because I'm not going to allow you to play all of them, because I got other videos to play. But I just want to, my only point I wanted to give you, because when we say things, we back it up, that Chinasa Nworie has no affiliation with IPOB security architecture. He might have been sent errand, but he wasn't for some of those Onyendu mentioned as is. When they talk about and what is it called again? As a word he used. What's that word? The what is this? What is it? Emissaries. Onyendu emissaries. It was not mentioned. One day he confessed that Onyendu suspended into Chikedozium, and I said, my instinct never lied to me, because Chinasa Nworie has a pathological hatred. Austin Abani hatred to about Onyendu was when Onyendu suspended United Kingdom, because Okachi is their brother. George Umeh was the first person I stood for Okachi, and I still maintain my grounds on that time. Not for now, not for Okachi of today. Okachi of when he was our national coordinator, I stood my ground because I did the right thing. And when Onyendu came, I didn't speak to Onyendu, but I followed the command and control. The same thing I was stood upon is what this Onyendu decision. Leave Okachi, let me deal with Okachi. When Onyendu disbanded UK, Austin Abana his mouth was running mouth on that meeting. Onyendu tell all of us to go to hell. You guys are rats in the cage. Onyendu moved on. Onyendu lifting United Kingdom suspension because of one of our sisters died here. And they hold that against our leader. As long as Onyendu was rendition, now this evil, they spearheaded on their everybody now, the hatred they have for Onyendu now spike up. We know all these things. They don't think that we don't know. We know. Like I said, I want you guys to come out and question any word I've said. Can you put no pants completely? I want to listen to you. There's something I want to pick up here.
This evening, I have come here since the Nigerian government failed to kill Mazi Nnamdi, or when they failed, immediately they renditioned Mazi Nnamdi, and they failed. Kanu today never knew that he would be renditioned, kept under the DSS dungeon after he have lost his family, the parents. What happened in Afarupi Beku? I am sure if he knew all these things, if there was a fortune teller who told him all this, but because pivotal.
I have to interject in this particular session. You know why? That is why I know that this guy don't even know who Onyendu is. He said if there was a fortune teller, Mazi Nnamdi embarked upon this journey, and it was clear to him. Let me remind you more on again. Onyendu proclaimed that he will sacrifice his two parents in front of them with his wife in Afarupi Ibek. I want to reiterate again, you idiot. Mazi Nnamdi said it in front of his two parents, even before Joseph Kanu come and visit them in 2017. Onyendu knew what was going to happen to him. Let me remind you. Nnamdi have predicted what only thing that has not happened, what Onyendu have said since 11 years ago, is that Biafra will be the final miracle. That the day Biafra will come, just like as you run like a madman now, none of you will believe it. All the things you're saying here is that you're buying time. Mazi Nnamdi he's not regretting being in DSS dungeon. That's one thing I want to clarify here. If Onyendu want to come out tonight, he will come out. It's just to him to say that, you know what, I'm tired with these animals. Like Onyendu said, if it is not for Chukwuka, I will never speak to any of us. I want to correct your assertion tonight. Because you're so daft that you don't even know who Mazi Nnamdi is. If fortune teller, who is the fortune teller to tell Onyendu? Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi see beyond any fortune teller that ever lived on this earth. For your information. I want to pick up one or two words again.
In this struggle, some businessmen in Anambra were part of the people who sponsored, who put money for the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi. Some businessmen in Anambra. I'm not.
You know, this we have all this. This for me, this is a shenanigan. Some of us remember when the Atemas so-called DOS, when we were not sure, and the more powerful is writing his jargon. When they send him, he will write. They put name, even if Anyoba name was included. Later they now clarify if Anyoba was not there. You know, all this was happening. We were just quiet watching. Now Anambra is sectioning Anambra people because why? Money is not coming into their pocket anymore. Do you know why it's mentioned Anambra? Because Anambra has become no-go area. They're not getting what they were getting. Because China Samuel does not. It doesn't mention that it's the European Middle East area because Middle East does not function. The guy for the last 17 months is in Ghana, sheltering Ghana and the zoo, living large on the IPOB post. The money was supposed to be channeled to our people and Onyendu's issues. That is why he will tell you that DSS should not put knife under Onyendu. That will give him a seizure and Onyendu will not wake up. Did you see his mindset and his wishes to our leader? The only thing he which Onyendu is to say that man, you know, DSS cannot kill Onyendu. The world knows that. Onyendu Ohamalike, that is his name. He cannot kill Mazi Umeh Kanu. He's undiable. Until the day Chukwu Kabiama said Onyendu, that is your day. So all these rhetorical words you're using cannot help you, bro. You're hiding. You see, Austraman death will be, I don't know how to put it, but his own death might be a ceremony to compare to what is going to happen to you on the path you have chosen with your generation, or not only you. Mark my word somewhere. Let's listen to.
Saying everybody, but there are a lot of, you see people, oh, they have money, but there are a lot of criminal people who are born criminals. They better exploit our land with the Fulani. For the fact there are people in Anambra who are millionaires, who make money from criminality. I'm not saying there are no genuine businessmen. They are there also. There are also high-level criminals. You can find them in Anambra also. The moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rendition, last time I came on radio, I talk about Achala. I talk about Alta North.
all these so-called media worms, I think I keep on meeting myself. Sorry, please. I don't know why I keep on missing myself. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's just quite Chinasa Nworu's issue again I was talking about. But let me just say tonight, for some of you who does not know, this their new distraction they have brought in is something people need to be very careful with. I will reiterate again. Religion is not something IPOB is all about. IPOB operates on freedom of worship. Onyendu have said it. If you want to worship, sand on the ground is entirely up to you, and that is how Biafra is going to be a free state. When they started the issue, when Neri Ofebu and Co. and the one that was supposed to travel, because the person that started attack on Madam Nyanya was so-called Darlington. The guy couldn't travel even to Cape Verde. He ended in Senegambia and went back. These are people that cannot feed themselves. They feed other people. Now, it was orchestrated. They never said a word. Yeah? Now, before Nelly Ofebu came in, including Simon Ekpa, they all vigorously campaigned against because they were targeting IPOB finance, and now they confuse a lot of people. Almost 50% of people were confused. Now, before this so-called Azubike, nobody know who this guy is. I remember Mazi is bringing that buffoon. The first time I see him, I know there's something not right with that guy. The way he talks. You know, people that are claiming, if I'm here, if I want to go into Cotton as someone that lives in the United Kingdom, you won't hear what I'm saying. If I'm talking to my fellow co-worker, you wouldn't even hear what I say if I want to, right? So I'm not going to be coming here like our leader. I'm using Cockney to speak to my people. Hell no. I have to speak English that everybody can understand what I'm saying. If you require me to speak Pidgin or mix it with Igbo sometimes, fair enough, but I keep it that it's a standard. People should hear me, including the white person or whatnot, right? Now, I understand that this America, where he lives in Maryland, I have friends in Maryland. I've been in Maryland so many times. If I mention them there, they might know them as well, you know. So, and when Mazi Umeh gave him option, when he have issue with Ubuefi, he declined all of them. I know the guy was not pure. When the guy came out now, because they started with ESN fund, it was this guy now that pushed for IPOB totally. All our fund, including monthly due, including our levy. Now, that is when now they went all for IPOB fund, even to go to shut our international account in Germany. It was vigorously campaigned by this so-called Azubike and the guy that taken Ulumil in South Africa. And all the things they said about our leaders' family. I want to play their voice on when they started. And I want to play a little bit of our voice of what they have done recently. Because we need to carry people along on the dealings within IPOB. As we come on air, you know, we can shuffle within things and sail through with it.
Canada is just a bad market. I don't know where they adopted it from. They should have chosen another town. They look around. The only person they see is Kanu. Had to look at international. Now look at what we have brought upon ourselves. Yeah. So the thing is, not always it's not. I don't know why people are saying. If you are indeed the son of Jesus, how come your father, your junior wants blues or Gabriel for that? How possible is that? So I don't know, whoever that give birth to Kanu that should come and take back your child. Because you guys can take the money. Don't take the child away from them. Because this guy is disintegrating our land. He's disintegrating the balance. Well, but
Okay, I have my reason why I play this audio. Because it's very, very important that anytime we say something, we have to back it up with the evidence. A lot has been happening lately, and they have started again. This so-called religion issue they brought in now is number one is a distraction, I'm talking to the real IPOB members. I'm not speaking for them. I'm not concerned about what they're saying. But get my point right. If you are hardcore, Onyendu said at the end of this journey that the only people that will remain is the hardcores. I repeat, that word is allowed. Onyendu said the hardcores. I'm not saying I'm one. But if you're standing on your ground, understand the mechanism of the enemy. Now, this so-called religion, you see them coming out, busting their head. This is another strategy they have brought in. Because now they know they are losing the ground and they know our leader is coming out. So they want to create more confusion and chaotic environment. But I know if Mazi Umeh can come out today, everybody will fall online. But I'm telling you not to get more confused about them, because what is happening to them is what they sow, they are reaping. Majority of them does not sleep at night. They sat down, they were discussing about the late Loyal Highness Israel Kanu and Ugeze. Every day, they made it their topic. And they think you won't have retribution along the line. I will leave it there. I want to play a little bit of their voices, what is happening lately, and where they're coming from. So you to be very careful, not to fall prey to another trap they have set for some of you. IPOB, we have one central command, and we does not entertain people, questioning people's belief. We have a freedom of speech and freedom of worship in IPOB, and so shall Biafra land be. Only you have said it.
For Alpha Power Media International.
Chinedum today, Jonathan Chinedum, he made a broadcast yesterday, and in his broadcast, he was out there criticizing, condemning, bashing Christianity. I don't know who sent him this errand. I don't know the purpose of that broadcast. One thing I know for sure is that religion is a very delicate thing, very, very delicate and very dangerous. The moment you inject it into anything, any group, anybody, any family, it becomes a problem. It's a pity that Mazi Jonathan Chinedum has gone this route to continue from where he stopped, as a matter of fact.
You see, life is a karma is real. Karma is real. I remember this same Chinedu. I've called his program 1 or 2 times, and I deem him as somebody that is a bit of a little bit of enlightened with some history things. So sometimes I call him to contribute in what he says. But when I knew that he's a daft, is when he was moderating the microphone under IPOB. Even Madam Nenyanya that pays the bill of the airwave that he is allowed to broadcast from, that I paid for. He was there taking sizes. That day, I marked him bad. Now, all of them knew when he was, that is the one thing about life. Karma is real. Some people might think it's not. This is what they saw, and this is just the beginning of their meltdown. Go and mark my word somewhere. The same person that now is crying foul was person laughing at the Kanu family for no reason. That is the reason why we must show you the evidence before we react. Let's see a couple words before I move on from them, because I have 1 or 2 more videos to play before I end this program.
My question now is, what is the purpose of this broadcast? What is the purpose, or what is the gain for criticizing Christianity? Is this our primary goal? I thought the primary goal of IPOB in general is to restore Biafra, to restore our political and national freedoms. These 2 things are the key things that I think that's our task. I am surprised. Even Mazi Umeh mentioned it in his broadcast that it brings division. The key word there is division. Why is it that Mazi Jonathan choose to come to Radio Biafra that I pay my money to support and come there to criticize and bash Biafrans? Now, Christianity. Now, I've been reliably informed that Jonathan Chinedu don't even have a family in UK. He does. That means if you don't have a family, you don't even pay your dues.
Another thing again, I want to correct this idiot because I'm 110% sure that Jonathan Chinedu does not live in UK. But if the person live in UK and hiding, that means they are not pure. I wouldn't say, but I'm saying, if Jonathan Chinedu reside in UK and I, George, you may don't know him, then it does not exist here. Because our deputy leader of all people, we have access to him, talk less of who is he. But the good thing, my happiness here, is that the same person that we are ranting his mouth, cussing out, he's the person that said Kanu is not a biological son of Israel Kanu family. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that word means? I don't think you understand what it means. And I want to listen. I want him to say something before I react on it, before I shut off this idiot.
I'm calling on these people, these puke face people to show me their financial records. I want to know how much they have contributed so far, either in ESN or in their normal dues. They pay monthly. We pay monthly. Where is the account? I want to know how much they have contributed to this movement that they want to destroy. So did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu leave IPOB for people like this leadership, current leadership, to misdirect us in terms of religion? Is religion our focus now? Which is better, religion or our freedoms? Which is better? So why is it that the leadership is allowing Isaiah Uba to come on radio on his personal thing and be bashing Christianity? Chinedu Jonathan comes on Radio Biafra, the Radio Biafra that I contribute to sustain and support monthly, to come and bash Christianity. What right has he got to do that? And as a matter of fact, everything is on the line. I don't care anymore. Has he reset the brain in his family? Has he reset the brain in his nuclear family? Who is his father? What rights has he got? That if he was brought up, that he wasn't well brought up. Because if I'm well brought up, I will not go out there and be bashing and attacking people.
I'm gonna stop him here. I hope somebody listens to this guy. You know, like I said, karma is real, but this is just the beginning. I would advise the real hardcores to ignore these individuals. Everything they have done is now retracting back on them. You see, life, if you know how your life is going to be, when you're hurting somebody, go look yourself in the mirror. He said he was, he says he was brought up well. He was brought up well. And he says from Omuahia that you see vendetta, you know, this guy, I don't know his family, but he has something against the Kanu family. But you see God in heaven, whatever you sow is what you will reap. I will stop it there because they are inconsequential. Now, there's somebody that is very, very pivotal on this whole saga in IPOB and IPOB destruction. The same role this guy played in 2015, Onyendu dismiss him in court. Obete. Ejiofor is a very dangerous man. If I knew Ejiofor is from Olefite, I grew up in Itemmili. You know, when he has issue with one of his brother and he said the guy never helped him and all that, I go back on things, how people talk. You see, I advise people all the time. There was one of close friend of mine is late that lived with somebody. When the day the guy was saying stuff, I called him in the corner and said, my brother, come. The last thing you will do in this world is you to speak ill against any man that have sheltered you in life, regardless whatever that person done to you. Never, ever they bite the finger that fed you. The reason why I'm referring to Ejiofor is nobody before he get in contact with Onyendu. Because the property lawyer in Abuja, which is up to now, is a defrauded individual. He still have a case. He cannot defend Onyendu. Bruce Fair made it abundantly clear. Now, I will play a voice where Ejiofor said that he's most trusted. And the day I heard that voice, I knew that this guy was the main devil within what is eating IPOB up. I knew that day. I follow my instinct. Nobody told me, but sometimes things will come. I ignore it because I cannot say things I'm not sure 100% until it becomes clearer. The memo that Rita Eze, that Chikerism is operating today, is your wrote it and gave it to them because it's on audio. We have it. You have done program for that. Now, I want you to listen to Ejiofor. And the issue now, where is Ejiofor in present situation of Onyendu? Is lead counsel. He brought Ezekoma. I don't care what Ezekoma is, if it's a Sam or whatever it is. I don't give a crap about what it is. Not my problem. We pay him to work for IPOB. If he cannot work, he can go to hell for all I care. I don't really care. My point is this. He brought Ezekoma because he couldn't accept that Ejimako could have done something. None of them. Any proceeding that held in the zoo, including the establishing the rendition, all this is initiated by Ejimako. Umar has sued Ejimako. Ejiofor could not establish that Onyendu house was invaded in 2017. What has he done for IPOB? Instead, what he was doing is getting our people being locked up with money because we are paying money and they knew it now. The money they stifled the fund that Onyendu cannot even have his proper medical. He might not have his proper medical because because they know they're holding the money. That's the main fact. But the question is, where is Ejiofor in all this situation? Every time and then you see him writing emotional blackmail words for those that believe all this emotional bankruptcy within our people. Let's listen to him when he said that word and he understand where.
For you, do you have anything to advise those who are fighting the DOS and the leadership of IPOB?
Well, if you are following my updates, I've severally admonished in line with instruction from my client. And what I can tell you is that I understand that many people don't understand that any message coming out from me is coming out from Nnamdi Kanu. I must say it today. If I write any word, I'm saying this because I know that tomorrow somebody will record what I'm saying now and keep it for him to see. Any message coming out from him, from me, but this mouth, writing updates, is coming out from him. Don't add, don't subtract. I don't even subtract. So I encourage people to pay attention to my updates. I'm Nnamdi Kanu most trusted. Go and write it down. I am his most trusted. Most trusted.
I will stop him there. Because it's very, very important that we sometimes speak a word and just done with it. He had what he said, that whatever he writes is what Onyendu said. So can somebody ask Ejiofor the guiding principle that he gave Madam Rita Eze to be portrayed in IPOB to open Umeh account? Did Onyendu approve it? That's number one. You are most trusted. That is word of psychophancy. Ejiofor has been mute for a long time. That's why only China Sanwo is the one now. Sometimes, because that one, sometimes after it doesn't do anything. He's somewhere in hotel eating IPOB money. He's lodging somewhere in Ghana, squandering IPOB fund. So they will force him to come out and say something. He's doing nothing. All the control is the gang of criminals they created in Biafra land. They talk about, they want to stop sit at home, Monday sit at home. Who initiated Monday sit at home? Who initiated Monday sit at home? Onyendu suspended Monday sit at home 72 hours before they announced it on air. Who initiated it? So whatever happened, it is you and your boss, which is Chikerism, the vegetable, are responsible for anything that, like I said, any death that have taken place from the day you people announced that sit at home. You guys are liable to it. Ejiofor, where is he today? It's nowhere to be found. When Ejiofor made this assertion, I knew that Ejiofor is the real enemy against Onyendu. It is very plain. It's very obvious. I can upload his colleague Nnemeka's memo where he copied his name with Onyendu's name. Till tomorrow morning, Ejiofor never commented on that memo. But he was quick to react on Soludo's issue. And when Bruce Fem pointed out that he has a case to face because he's facing fraud case in the zoo, so he's not qualified to represent Onyendu. That's why he never done anything. Onyendu was released in 2017 out of pressure. That pressure, because he was a political, Onyendu did nothing. It is fact. Onyendu Mazi Umeh done nothing. What we are fighting for, self-determination, is enacted in their useless law, in even West Africa. It is something that gives us, just like Julius Malema in South Africa, they're in parliament. The legislation allows you to agitate, just like us. But because we're dealing with animals, so where is the Ejiofor in all this? The most trusted. That's why I played his voice tonight. But let it be known, Ejiofor is the most dangerous one among us. And Zekome that he brought, I don't care what he is, because he was one that recommended him. There's a soft touch between them. That is why they're arguing with the zoo prosecutor when they go to court. Missing words. It's unprofessional for us to accept that. So where are they with what's happened to our leader? And finally, there's a reason why I'm going to play this voice here, and I say something, and that is call it a night. I will say something before I play this guy's voice. Some of you are not rooted in the struggle and not actually qualified or graduated in Radio Biafra. Onyendu have done extensively a lot of teaching, and he's given us a lot. That's why we can withstand any pressure. When the issue of P2B arise, I will give you one scenario. There's a particular family that called me here in UK. They were not attending me. They live outside London. They've been contributing simultaneously on the struggle. I remember one night, that woman called me and said, George, why don't we now support P2B? Because they see that Obina is making waves. I'm not getting up because I always stay upright, and I have to lecture her a little bit. But I know who P2B was. Anybody that knows that P2B murdered our people in Ezu River, more than 300 Mossad members, and they're the one that voted him in. And P2B have never showed any remorse till tomorrow morning. P2B is it's like a family friend with my younger ones. I can tell you categorically. You know what I mean? But like I said, we know who P2B was and the distraction he brought. This was a planned game to distract some, because they know how domicile and gullible Igbo people, and they get the best out of you people. The question you will ask yourself, how many times would they use you for experiment? So I want to ask somebody that's saying that P2B is a God sent. So what is Mazi Umeh? What else can you prove to somebody that Nigeria is not working? Is it the same court that released Mazi Umeh, United Nations? Human Rights Working Group have sanctified Onyendu, and their Court of Appeal discharged Onyendu that it should not appear in any other court. Is that the same court you want to go and sue the same people that the Malami? Is that where you're going to sue them? You didn't know this? So you still want to prove to them, because P2B now is the God sent. And IPOB pull a press release that P2B is a God sent. Can you listen to that? I don't know who this Emma Powerful is, but sometimes they say the guy lives in Ghana. You see all these people that live in sub-Saharan Africa. Yeah? It is a pity. But Onyendu said that wretched people does not do freedom fighting. So I want to tell you tonight, P2B never came to contest the election. P2B came as a distraction. Now, even when they ask him about Biafra, he said Biafra died 54 years ago. So he has no remorse about Biafra. The man is a stone cold. You see the way he talk like somebody choking his neck? He's a very deadly animal. Put me anywhere. I judge you message, because Mazi Umeh have done extensively. Go to YouTube and type Ezu River. Onyendu went and do that particular investigation himself, because Onyendu was one time a Mossad member, because our internal leader established Mossad to Biafra not to be forgotten after he came back and found out that they ridiculed him. That same ridicule is what Onyendu have stand against because he has a mandate from heaven. That's one thing I want to correct. But like this recharge card media warrior, this guy, they give him 4,000 naira. You know, some of them will be writing, maybe they're using dictionary to write. But when they speak, they can't even speak. They're choking them to death. You know, and they're claiming they're writers, they're teachers, they're this, they're that. But it's very important to see where he's defending the so-called dogs about quoting P2B as their messiah. And I'll close this program. There.
Okay, this is just a very quick one. You know, I have been reading a lot of things from some people, especially in the social media, both Facebook and Twitter, people talking about that IPOB press release. They say they describe P2B's minded as divine minded. And some people have been making things out of it, saying some sort of things, saying that why should P2B's minded be described as divine?
It is quite pathetic. This guy, you see their write-ups, because they don't work. They will sit down and be copying and pasting with mandate. His mandate is called mandate. He's a teacher. Claim that he's a philanthropist. Teacher. Teach me nonsense. These are people that are sharing 4K. He's explaining to you why P2B that you can capitalize. You know, this kind of who use this kind of English in this modern days? Capitalize. And someone tell this guy to, to go back and try to look more into his modern dictionary. Because this kind of word was word we used when we were still in primary school. Because I was born 70s though, But it's very good that they come out now. You think holding microphone is something they can just sit down in your comfort zone talking jargon. Mandate is not mandate, sir. It's mandate. And second of all, P2B, let me allow you finish because it's not long.
Minded. I don't really understand what some people are trying to say. I don't really understand some people sometimes. How is it that you cannot describe P2B's minded as divine minded? Okay, now take for instance, if it is certain that P2B was rigged out, if P2B is truly the people's choice, it's the people's choice, not the choice of God. Because if the P2B's choice, Obi is a people's choice, then why is it that somebody, when it is destroyed? And meanwhile, when we say that P2B's minded is a divine mind, don't you know that Obi's voting of P2B in this election have already scored a very big point for freedom fighters? Or don't you know how to capitalize? IPOB have used capitalization for a very long time to score a very...
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. God give me strength. I'm highly, highly disappointed. Highly disappointed. But you know what? I have taken a lot of heat as long as it has to do with IPOB, because when I look at my leader and his position, I think Onyendu said this project is 30 years, but it's a good thing. These are one of their media warriors. It's just like when they came out and said that Ogulu, Italian National Coordinator, cannot speak, he cannot write. I will bring Ogulu on this program one day to interview him 101 with me. Because, we say things the way he is. He is Italian National Coordinator. And the day they had joint program with the Americans, a worldwide program. To be honest with you, I've had these people speak for months, years. I have not had a Ogro speak before. But I was flabbergasted that day that interview was carried out, and the man was spot on his words, very concise, as he should be. Look at somebody that claiming that is a writer. He's calling mandate. It's not like, sometimes slip of tongue. If you say something once, then you realize that it's, a slip of tongue. You could say is a honest mistake. But the guy constantly saying mandate. That is divine. But your leader is sitting in DSS dungeon. Which other which other significant, or what else do you require to prove to somebody that what the zoo is not working, based on the tribulations of IPOB and our present leader being held incommunicado, with somebody being extraordinary rendition, and he still believe that P2B have scored a lot of goals for freedom fighters and they capitalize. The word capitalize is something that I have not heard this word for over 3 decades. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night here, and I thank every single one of you that have listened to me. For those that are just joining, this will still remain the Alpha Power Media, the auspices of Radio Biafra, because we are now standing on the gap of Radio Biafra as the so-called dogs have hijacked everything, stifle IPOB finance. Our leader welfare is online, simple because they are the one that is undermining everything that will get Onyendus out. Let Biafrans know this tonight. I thank you for listening to me. And my name is Mazi Umeh, and I'm signing out here from United Kingdom. And only thing I want us to do is to continue praying for Onyendu. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, remain the only Iroko in anywhere standing. He's standing on the gap of all of us. So our prayer, we shall put him in prayer, because IKECHUKWU will surely deliver him as Okike deliver Daniel from the lion den. Once again, good night from here. Day one.